It's been since 2019 since I've touched the very first Spark the Electric Gesture. And I have to admit, even though I could tell the creator was inspired specifically from like Sonic, Kirby, and maybe even a little bit of Mega Man, it was enough to have me wanting more. But it's also interesting at the fact that the creator went from 2D and then he jumped right into 3D. That was a very bold move. So here we are at Spark 2 and we are 100% 3D. Again, very bold. Was this a worthy jump? Will this exceed my expectations? I put it off so much because I wasn't sure in regards to the gameplay that I was witnessing. So, with that being said, let's find out. Going in. So instead of playing this game with Spark, we're with Fark. Okay. Yeah, so instead of playing with Spark the Electric Gesture, we got Fark, who was the doppelganger. Where is Spark? Homeboy's on vacation. Okay. Fark, on the other hand, he was the main antagonist, kinda, sorta. He was pretty much hired to replace Spark, but Spark obviously put up a good fight with that. Fark is actually a robot spy, and his main goal was to stop Hero from destroying the planet. Fast forward to Spark 2, Fark is trying to uncover his true identity with Dr. Armstrong, a scientist who has been taking care of Fark after the battle with Hero. They were just about to get into his database when another gesture robot called EJ, a doppelganger of a doppelganger. I don't understand it. I called him Mark. Fark, Mark. It works. We win. And that's pretty much the basis of the story. You're trying to save the doctor. You're trying to uncover the secrets of your past. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And you are meeting some very interesting characters along the way who want to see Fark dead. The story itself, while simple, has some very serious tones. Granted, we don't have any background music to actually display the tone of the game, the story that's going on. I guess maybe he wanted you to focus on your reading. I'm not too sure. But sometimes the characters like to be a little childish, and it comes off in strange moments within the story. So not to spoil the overall thoughts of the story, I do approve. It was engaging. It gave me the essence of Mega Man and a hint of Dragon Ball Z. And trust me, you're gonna see those Dragon Ball Z moments. Let's shift it over to the game itself. The music, the aesthetics, the speed, the gameplay, the platforming, all of it just all in one bow. And then it felt so adventure. That is how you do a platformer. That is how it is done. And the music, the speed, and the aesthetics of this game really brings me tears of joy. This game had me gushing over the soundtrack as much as before the sequel. After the sequel, the original game, it's just everything blended into one. The music goes so well with the stages that they complement each other back to back. You truly feel like you're going on a roller coaster, while at the same time, you're getting pumped up while you're maintaining your speed and your platforming. A few of my go-tos: Castella Blanca, Planetary Stripe, and the GOAT, Technoria City. Ooh, baby. And there's so many other alternate pathways to boot with your lower paths. And just in case if you really wanted to take your time and explore, soak in the environment, but the option is there to either go fast or explore. And that's what's cool. To flip it into the combat aspect, you have options when fighting. You don't necessarily have to do battle with every enemy that you see, but if you want to, you are rewarded with health if you have taken damage. Kind of like a risk and reward. I can admit the combat itself can be hit or miss. For one, it breaks the pace when you really got a flow going. The bosses. I'm actually glad I went into very hard mode with this game, because if you really go down to the lower ones, it doesn't pose that challenge that I always long for in my video game. So where I was at one time playing on normal, the boss fights were a complete another joke. When you go to very hard or challenge mode, you feel the difference and you feel more satisfied with your boss fights. And before I forget, this was probably the most top tier thing I've seen within the boss fights. The way the music would change as soon as the health got to half and the vocals came in, that just screamed SA2 down to its core. And it was so good. Listen to this. One of your most important mechanics will be to use your shield and a parry. When you're in battle, whether it's regular enemies or boss fights, there's a specific sound cue the enemy will use when he's about to attack. That is your opportunity to either evade, use your shield, and get a parry. If you complete the parry and it's a perfect parry, your damage ratio goes up, your energy bar increases, and you have a finisher that you can use when you're at full power. Remember in the first game where you had all these abilities at your disposal? Magic, staff, hammer, edgy. They're back, but there's only a handful of them. And I'm actually okay with that. I only had really a handful anyway that I went to. The staff was broken. The hammer was awesome. Wind was broken. So to consolidate them into just maybe 4, and they were good choices, I'm okay with it. My 2 go-tos, the hammer, the beetle. Love them. Now, this is one of those games that can be completed within 1 to 2, maybe 3 hours, depending upon the skill level and the difficulty that you put it on. But I have to say, I am very impressed and I am looking forward to 3. Is this going to exceed my expectations? Is the difficulty going to be the same? You can tell that there was some love for the Sonic Adventure era embedded into this game. Probably 3 as well. That's probably why it's probably why I'm so excited for this. But we have a lot to look forward to. As always, it's a pleasure. Like, comment, let me know what you think. Get those bells up. This is Choomba signing out. Later.
Let's go. CHUMCONE. That's where it's at. Awesome gameplay, awesome reviews, and that's a fact. CHUMCONE. Get in the zone. Entertainment on your PC.